Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs at Pokey-Oaks. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dough. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, namastizzle, peace and blessings, shalom, greetings, peace and blessings, blah, 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 blah. What's up, y'all? I hope y'all had a great weekend. Today is Tuesday, day of Mars. The color is red. What's up? Hot all over. What's up, Tosh? What's going on in the great city of Chicago? What's up, Brother Moore? We in here. What's the deal? Yo, what's up, Ultra Instincts? What's up with you? What's up with y'all? I've entered another arc as far as anime is concerned. I've entered the Thriller Bark arc. I don't know how I feel about it just yet because I've kind of slowed down to a crawl. I'm doing like one episode a day. You know what I mean? I don't know if this arc is supposed to be funny or I don't know what's going on with it, but apparently in Reddit it is some people's favorite arc. So I'm just trying to get a feel for it. But I'm also watching this show called Justified, some modern western that my have they got Ace out of jail yet? I didn't know he was in jail, so no, absolutely not. I think I've seen Ace once. Like I said, I slowed down to a crawl. I may be on 339, I think. I think that's where I'm at. Episode 339, somewhere around 340. Peace and blessings to my missus. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about it just yet. I just don't. So can't speak on it. Y'all know me. I ain't gonna speak on nothing I don't have any particular knowledge of. So hopefully y'all are getting those rituals in for Mars Day. And I can hear myself in the living room. Peace to the magical God. I appreciate that, Derek Witherspoon. What's up? What's up? Namaste. I had somebody ask me recently, why do I say namaste? I say namaste because, for one, I've been saying it for years now. For two, I just think it's the perfect greeting. And I had to break it down to him. I said, it's the greeting only means the divine in me recognizes and acknowledges the divine in you. Period. I think that's the perfect greeting. So that's why I say it. You know what I mean? Melanin Mommy, hey, how are you? What's going on? Moonchild, everybody here today. How was y'all's weekend? Be glad when winter come here. We only got a couple more months to Halloween. Divine Peace, Caribbean Grimoire, what's going on? What's the deal? Don't forget that newest grimoire that I came across, what's it called? The Dictionary of Magic, I think. I showed y'all the last time I was here. Was it the Dictionary of Magic or the Encyclopedia of Magic or something like that? I'm trying to think, what was it? Of course, I can't find it now, but let's see. It's a really good book. It's an encyclopedia. It's an actual encyclopedia of grimoires that you should have. Grimoires that are noteworthy. I'll find it. No worries. I'll find it. As Tosh says, hello to the missus. Sorry, watching while I create my dinner. Ain't that something? All right, okay. So the focus of this live is I couldn't decide for a minute, and then of course I'm always seeing something. So I said that the new currency, I just had this conversation. The new currency is attention. That's the new currency. People will do anything for likes, for attention. And let me say that I've never cared about attention. I've never cared about likes. I've never cared about how many subscribers I have. That has never been my intent, and it's not going to start now. But it's just like people will do anything to just look at me, look at me, look at me. What's up, Angela Carter? What's the deal? What is the deal? Oh, as a matter of fact, I just saw something that just blew my mind too, y'all. I just like, wow. One of the things that we shouldn't be doing in the so-called spiritual community is debating each other. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. We all have different viewpoints. We all have different perspectives. So we should respect those perspectives. And everybody's not on this. Y'all have heard me say this many times. Everybody's not the same. Everybody's brain is not the same. So we're not going to comprehend things at the same levels. Okay. This is a perfect example of not perceiving things the same. I want y'all to check this out. This was on some unseemly shit. I've been saying that word a lot lately. Unseemly. I watch The Wire. If you're a fan of The Wire, you know Method Man says that shit when they got robbed. But look at this.
Different people, and you don't even stand there saying that you're reading sales. Come on, bro.
I'm saying, who are you channeling for to where you don't know, to where you're basically?
I just told you, Source.
So sources made you sexually confused, right?
Hold on. Hey, bro, stop, bro, stop.
What?
Stop. There's no such thing as a body. If you believe you're a body, then you 3D. There's no way you can tell me you 5D and you worried about that body and that he, she, whatever it is. Because once you worry about the body, you already vibrated too low.
I got a question.
We understand the spiritual plane. We don't have a body.
I got a question.
We just spirit. Hold up, gang.
I got a question. I don't even deal with spirituality because people don't even know what that is. I don't lessen myself to deal with people. I raise them up to where we are. It's called overstanding. I don't stand up under the science to get people. I raise.
Language is not needed.
You said language is not needed, but you're using language to.
Right. Because that's what you need. That's what you need.
Not making any sense right now.
To relay a message. So if you're saying words
but
and you don't understand the meaning of those words,
you don't
then
need it.
There can exist. It's why am I being interrupted?
You talk about 5 senses. I'm talking about 15, gang.
You gotta break down the etymology of certain words. You just can't be using words and saying at the same time that you're getting downloads.
Words are fucking vibrations. You can use whatever you want to use.
So who are you channeling and getting your downloads from for where you don't even know who you are sexually? Same for 607 up. Who are you channeling where you extrapolating Canaanite culture with black nails? Who are you channeling? Who are you?
Dora, pause. This nigga said extrapolating Canaanite culture with black males. Dora, pause. Unbelievable. I really just got no words, and I don't like to speak about anybody that's melanated that got a YouTube channel. Period. I refuse to bash any one of us publicly, but come on, man, it's just so. Anyway, whew, Lord have mercy. I thought I lost some brain cells listening to that shit. I didn't catch the whole show. I only caught that clip. That clip is on Instagram. I said, let me check this out, see what they talking about. And then I was like, no. How's it going in Texas? A lot of rain. It's been a lot of rain here too. It's stopped. It's off and on now. And right now it's just really hot. The sun's out. Peace. Mad Howl. You know what I mean? Everyone's not on the same frequency. Not at all. Not at fucking all. You just I didn't catch it. I'm glad I didn't catch it. Yeah, them three. Yeah, I don't believe I could watch a whole show. No. 607 is a plan. He came out of nowhere, y'all. I mean, he literally came out of nowhere and just blew up. So I side eye anybody who comes out of nowhere and the subscribers is like high, and it's just okay. Moonchild said, "Oh Lord." He cursed them live on stream too. I have so much to say, but everybody got their own path. This is why I stay. Thanks, Tosh. This is why I stay to myself. This is why I kind of created my own lane and I stay in it. I'm like Biz Markie in hip hop. I created my own lane. I stay in it. I only bring people on here I think y'all should pay attention to. You know what I mean? Ani Osaru's been here a couple times. That's a good brother. Reverend Patience has, and then also Queen of Swords. And I had a few other people, but yeah, I haven't even thought about reaching out to any of those. Been researching in the lab for months. That's what I'm talking about. My Lord, why did he do him like that? This was a bad look for B-Dell. He definitely shouldn't do that shit no more. I mean, I got so much to say too. Yeah, it's such a sad state, man. Hey, yeah, pause longer. I think I did enough. Yeah, what's up, Lord? These niggas wild, and one of the most unattractive things a woman can say is call a man bro. I hate that shit. That's just my opinion, but that is so unattractive to me. That masculine energy is, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, agreed. Watch like 20 minutes of it live. They just kept bitching at each other back and forth, not worth the time. Oh, wow. Did they do that live for like an hour or so? They did. Then somebody said that they was every time someone else was speaking, someone's lighting a blunt up, and I'm like, all right, what's up, Katrina? Peace and love, namaste. What's going on? He really did do that, huh? Peace, Dom. What's the deal? Rayshawn Justice, peace. Cosmic Chaos, gratitude for showing up. I don't know why B-Dell even bothered, as I feel Uncle's plan is earlier. What's up, Michael Serret? What's the deal? Peace, y'all. This is why I say you got to protect your energy. People are just, they're also just saying things, and they add into the agendas that's already out here. Okay. One such agenda is these gender wars that we're having. All right. these gender wars between the male and the females. Okay, specifically melanated men and women. You know, it's a thing. Not talking about it is not going to make it go away. You know what I'm saying? It exists. All right, it exists. I'm not the one to speak about it. You know, I try to keep the topics on this channel about magic. All right, occultism. That's what I want to talk about. Okay. Occasionally, I'm going to stray from that topic and speak about things that concern us as melanated people. I have a right to have an opinion, right? So, I don't care for most of these YouTube motherfuckers. Right. What's up, Peace? Chikezi, what's up? Maroon Beauty. Hey, I'm glad I get to catch a live. Namaste. B-Dell included. Yeah, I greatly appreciate you. Oh, namaste, Cosmic Chaos. I appreciate you saying that. You know, peace, brother. Konami, what's up? What war? I love the lady. Crisis of All right. So there's plenty of YouTubers who speak about it. About things that affect us as a whole. Now, mind you, there are things that are in place, the agendas in place to keep us divided and keep us apart, to have a strong nuclear family. It is what it is, whether you believe it or not, or whether you think that we're all just speaking out our ass, whether you believe it or not, is happening. All right. So I want y'all to listen to something. Okay. And this is from, I'm not sure if any of you listen to the Crimson Cure. I think her name is Kendra. She had a guest on there yesterday. Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's over an hour. Okay. But I like what was said here. Take a listen to this.
Since you were little.
Yep.
So to normalize it, but not to get off the topic of that, because I will stray. I will stray. When we talk about, for lack of a better term, the demonization of men, masculinity, and maleness, and the feminist overall ideology, that in order for men to be all right and to be acceptable, they have to operate more like women.
Yeah.
In the way in which they perceive things, react to things, understand the world, and interact with everyone. How much of that, and feminism in general, do you believe have impacted the destruction of the Black nuclear family, those ideologies, and any other part of feminism that you want to talk about?
I would argue that post Reconstruction, even with Jim Crow, even with the hangings, even with dealing with the Klan, and a whole host of other things that's happened to our community, the greatest destabilizing factor on multiple levels in terms of a multi-generational impact by far has been the effects of third and fourth wave feminism.
Thank you. Hallelujah.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's a stretch for people who actually read, for people who actually look up feminist writings, who they literally were quoted saying what their goal was in terms of eradicating the nuclear family. This was not a new phenomenon. And we could make it through crack. We can make it through sundown towns.
We can make it
Our
through
community.
red line.
Our community is languishing because of the general direction of how more than half the population is being controlled in terms of this viewpoint of how we see each other, in terms of our community, in terms of the nuclear family, in terms of the need for men in our children's lives. It's warped everything to such a degree to where if we focused on every other area, drugs, wealth, you name it. If we don't fix this area, we're not going to end up fixing anything long term.
Are you a hot sleeper? Do you?
All right. So it looks like the commercial interrupted part of that, but I like that gender discord. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, let's go with that gender discord. Yep, they killed it yesterday. Okay, I'm assuming you watched it. I may tune in. I might. Third and fourth wave feminism, interesting term. You know what I'm saying? Peace, Guru Wiz. What's up? Operation Mockingbird was launched in the 60s. And thank you. All for you to look up. You can Google this shit now. They don't hide nothing. You know, notice what the brother said. He said, it's obvious to anyone who reads. He said that's all true. Matter of fact, I want to let's go back real quick. It's only a couple more minutes that I want y'all to watch. God. Okay. Give me a second here.
Destructive ideology introduced to us in modern history.
Yeah.
In this country, with the understanding of what we went through with redlining, Jim Crow, sundown towns, lake towns, the bombing of Black Wall Street, the destruction of various other communities that Black people have done from Reconstruction, right, onwards, directly out of slavery, and all of it. I have likened on my channel, and you probably have heard me say this, that feminism is the child of white supremacy. It is an offshoot of white supremacy because it actually does what barefaced white supremacy could not, which is what we're saying now. You know what I'm saying? Barefaced white supremacy. We're going to lynch you. We're going to obstruct you. We're going to create a system that systematically suppresses you, along with violence, along with all of these other factors that all of us can point to, even as late as the 1990s.
Yeah.
Right? But feminism in and of itself has been one of the single most destructive things. I want to share this screenshot, not a screenshot, but it's an Instagram post that I ran upon. And this struck me. It says, research says Black family reunions have declined by 47%. That's almost half. Since 1997. Main reasons due to elders passing away and unsolved family issues, which I think that they're being very kind and not very upfront about it.
All right. That's it. That's all I want to show. That's a good am I live? And can y'all still see me? Can y'all still hear me? I look like I froze. Did I freeze? Frozen? I am frozen. Damn. Here we go. Can you hear me? Okay, so y'all can hear me, but I'm frozen. All right, give me a second, y'all. Give one moment. All right, let's do this. Okay, give me a second. There's something else I wanted to actually share with y'all, so maybe this will unfreeze me. This was 8 years ago, and it's not even on topic. So let's see if I can get myself.
In order to get their prayers heard. Dora pause. I do that for humorous purposes, and honestly, it's funny to me when I do that. But it's to get you to think, and it's just to get my point across. That makes absolutely no sense at all. Experience trumps all licenses. It trumps most things. Um, when you have years of experience and you've gone through the good and the bad, that will trump anybody initiation. Now, I want to get a shout out to the brother Bokor Elmira, and if I mispronounce your name, brother, just know that it wasn't intentional. But he broke it down in one of his last videos that I seen recently about initiation. He broke it completely down, and I applaud the brother. So check his video out. I'm not sure what the title is, but he broke that initiation shit down perfectly. Shout out to Bokor and Nova. Like I said, experience trumps most things, most licenses. When you start to get fucked up, and I don't mean in a negative way. What I mean, the energy drains that I've experienced before, the weird happenings, the getting drunk. Yeah, getting drunk. Some spirits, they like rum. Why do you think they call it a wine and spirits shop? Those things have spirits in them. So they like to consume things. So when you take on their characteristics, give you a good example, Ogun. Ogun likes to drink. So I've heard of people indulging and then they'll keep indulging and end up drunk.
That's happened to me so many times, honestly. So I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. So anyway, where are we? Let's see. Just saw a short on a millennial black woman being asked if they'd rather be in the jungle with a bear. Oh yeah, I've seen that one go around, and they all chose the bear. Yeah, I saw that one. There's a great documentary lecture with Annie Jacobson that speaks on the Project Mockingbird, America's the Nazis Reborn. Yes, yes. They knew who to ask. They did. I don't know any women that would choose a bear over a melanated man. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. If black men doesn't protect and build infrastructure, we'll be wiped out. And it makes sense that feminism is the new face and our people have accepted it with open arms. Thank you. Bell hooks and other plants. Right. They've been dividing the black family since the 50s or the 60s, and it still goes on to this very day. You know what I'm saying? What is Dora pause? Dora pause is when I do this. And it's just for dramatic effect. That's all. I'm so sick of back in the day. I understand that this has a very real point in our DNA and head in reactions to stimuli, but we're about to be 30 years into the 25th century. We either get it together or call it quits, because as sure as history like to repeat itself, they're going to try to re-enslave black folks while we're still talking about dumb shit. Damn. Okay, Tosh, tell us how you really feel. Right. I get you. These war tactics works to perfection because the men are weak. Indeed, they have weakened us. Indeed. Yep. All right. So the reason that I stopped speaking about stuff like that, for one thing, I noticed that the numbers go completely down when I do. All right. People don't want to hear about it. That's fine. You know, like I said, ignoring a situation or ignoring a problem does not make it go away. It's still going to be there, whether I talk about it or whether someone else talks about it. Like Kendra does talk about it a lot. Riva TV, she speaks about it a lot, you know, and they do actually have good viewpoints on what the solution is. Many people didn't agree with them, but Kevin Samuels was trying to, in my opinion, he was trying to give solutions on keeping a black family together. People didn't like his viewpoints, and they didn't like his directness. They didn't like his direct approach. So be it. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak about it because I'm direct also, but I want to keep it to magic and occultism on this channel. All right. However, sometimes I am going to speak about it, but attention. Let's talk about attention though. Enough of that. We know what's going on. Okay, we know what's going on. So, but people don't actually take the time to see what the root problem is. All right. So this weekend, I saw someone say that black women, she said, let me get this right. She said black women were here thousands of years before black men were here. All right. And if you say something like that, you got to expect some recourse. You got to expect someone to speak about that. You got to expect someone to have a response to that. You know what I mean? I think it was based on attention. I do. But some people came with some great points. And then the next thing I know, about an hour later, those points were missing from the discussion. You know what I mean? If you're losing a debate, if you're losing a discussion, if you're losing an argument, there's nothing wrong with losing gracefully. All right. I don't claim to know everything, even though I've been on this journey for almost 30 years. For over half my life, I've been on this particular journey. Okay. I think I have read, researched, and poured a lot of money into this to get to the point where I have become now, where I can teach people how to do things for themselves. Okay. I still think that I have a long way to go. I have never claimed to know everything. All right. I have had to come on this channel and I've had to make retractions, like say, hey, I stand corrected on this. There's something that's making people think that they have to be right all the time. You see what I'm saying? Yes, but it's more psychological and programming through TV and music that make it last so long. That is absolutely true. Feminism is patriarchy in drag. Okay. The black skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness. You're already enslaved, still enslaved, never free. Wow. Saw that. Yeah. Wait, you saw that? Derek Witherspoon, you saw what I was talking about? Oh, wow. Okay. I thought I was the only one that saw that. Yeah, that needs to be elaborated on. Right. It needs to be elaborated on, right? My point, though, even if that's true, even if that particular point is true, so what? What does it prove? All right. What does it prove? It proves absolutely nothing at all. Okay. The only person that I saw, this is just my opinion, the only person that I saw that actually saw this at the root of the problem galactically was Azazel Bay. That's the only person. All right. In his comic book, he mentions this. This is what he says. And I want to really share this with y'all. Okay. All right. He says, wait, let me go to it. In Galactic Comics, Cosmic Comics, Cosmic Comics, he says this. I'm going to share this page with y'all. Read along with me, please. This is how I love this man and the knowledge he shared. The concept of immaculate conception is very understood in today's society and is often clouded with religious mysticism. It doesn't have to be a virgin birth at all, but refers to conception without actual physical contact. The American Medical Association has been doing this research in this area. They have found that they can take a female egg and take a pointed object and pierce the zona pellucida, and mitosis will begin. Without the use of any sperm at all, a woman can have a baby. They have done this many times. The baby turns out to be an identical replica of the female, essentially a clone, and it is always female. The female that results of this process is believed to be sterile, but it may be that she is sterile only in a physical sense and not in an interdimensional sense. Virgin birth, as it were, happens all the time in nature. A female bee, for example, can have a male bee anytime. If she wants to have a female bee, she has to physically mate with a male. A look at the family tree of this male bee that was born from immaculate conception, an interesting thing appears. Immaculate conception is based on Fibonacci sequence. If physical mating occurs, it proceeds to binary sequence. All sorts of things do this in nature. There are male and female papaya trees as well as bisexual papaya trees. Damn. There are over 200 cases documented by the AMA of women who gave birth who have absolutely not have been with a man. If you have a physical mating between two humans and have a binary sequence birth, the process of gestation is 9 months long. The gestation process for an immaculate conception birth is about 10 and a half months. At this moment, the AMA is finding, as of 1991, that there are a whole lot of babies being born in the United States whose gestation period is 10 and a half months. This is also apparently happening in other countries. According to old medical texts around the turn of the century, doctors believed that there was an undetected gland that was connected to the female uterus that excreted a particular kind of acid that caused this process, but such a gland has never been found. All right. Now, according to Azazel Bey, that's absolutely true. That females can give birth without having known a man. I always tell someone checkmate when someone makes a violent point and I'm wrong. Right. I always say I stand corrected. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with actually, being wrong during a debate. Everybody doesn't know everything. The question always comes up, which came first, the chicken or the egg? I've heard for about 10 years. It was important to me to learn to let people believe what exactly. Thank you, Ultra Instinct. Thank you for saying that. I am not trying to convince anybody of anything. You either resonate with what the information that I'm bringing to you, or you can move along. All right. Now, Azazel Bey does say that in his comic books, right? He also says this. This is in part. That was in part 2. Give me a second, y'all. That was in part 2. There's another part. In that same book, in that same comic book, he says this. This is how two things can be true at the same time. Here he talks about the Orion Wars. If a woman tries to make up a fight between two men, she is attacking their manhood. Men fight like they did when they were boys. Little girls don't break up fights between little boys. Men solve problems that way. Men have 2 ovaries called the scrotum. Men had wombs and was called the womb man. Men did not need a woman to reproduce. Babies can be grown now from sperm. Star constellations in Orion with hundreds of planets. Rigel, womb male. Betelgeuse, female. Bellatrix, female. Mintanka, womb man. Okay. The movie Alien versus Predator is actually the war between early alien man and woman. Even during sex, it is a war. In the movie Enemy Mines, Louis Gossett Jr. plays an alien woman. Historically speaking, reptilians created modern humans as slaves. They created the magnetism, allure, and variation of sex for slave creation. All right? Because the main battles were fought in the constellation of Orion, these wars are also known as the Orion Wars. At the outset, a little over 20 million years ago, the war started over territory in the constellation of Lyra. But soon the war spread to Orion and became a war of mindsets and ideologies. Here is where we say 2 things can be true at the same time, right? So he says on one page, women didn't need men. On another page, he says men didn't need women. All right. Men are for Mars, women are for Venus. You ever heard that term? Okay. In the movie Enemy Mine, he absolutely is right. Watch that movie. It's 1985. Louis Gossett Jr. was pregnant. He was actually about to have a baby. He actually had a baby, actually. You know what I mean? It's mind-boggling when you think about it. But when you talk about stuff like this on a galactic level, people seem to tune out when you talk about stuff like that. Okay. It gets too deep for them. They don't want to research that off or that much. All right. He also says in part 1, that was part 2. He says in part 1, Cosmic Comics, part 1, he says this. Okay. Man and women were separate entities at war with each other in the star system of Orion. The reptilians first created an androgynous being to stop the war, but also incorporated their own genetics within them. Even the human sexuality is about war. The reptilians made us one, delirians separate us. Okay. Let me move this and move that. Adam was originally one being until through genetic experiments pulled apart into two. Male and female was one androgynous life form. To this day, male is 40% female and 60% male. Female is 40% male and 60% female. By pulling man apart, they can now create slaves for what needs to be done originally to mine gold. See the Sumerian creation myths and what they say about that. Okay. Also, the Dogon speak about androgynous beings coming from the ocean. Okay. And then Bobby Hemmett speaks about that. Now, I'm always saying that in order to understand all these things that I'm bringing to you right now, it's like putting together pieces to a puzzle. Okay. Pieces to a puzzle. And that's why I say, in order to understand anything, you have to pay attention. You have to read and you have to research. All right. People, what I'm noticing is people are taking bits and pieces to prove their points that one gender is superior over the other. Okay. Now, that's what I saw when that person made that comment. They know damn well that people were going to comment on that. Okay. Speak that galactic gospel. What's up? What's up? Peace and blessings, Jamal Davis. What's going on? Maybe she meant that. Maybe. Could be. Right? I'm always giving people the benefit of the doubt. I don't assume anything. That's one of the 4 agreements. Okay. You never assume anything. Okay. Dr. Delbert Blair has a lecture about women having children without men. Thanks, Nikki Love. I believe I've seen that particular lecture you're talking about. I remember Enemy Mine. Right. He was androgynous. And he explained to, what was this, Dennis Quaid? I think it was Dennis Quaid. He said, birth just happens. That's the way he explained it. Everything is in movies, y'all. Everything. Okay. Yes. Very good movie. I love that movie. I think I'll watch it again. Okay. The aliens to use the alien to represent us. Right. Hail the Goddess. Love that movie. Yes. Got pulled into a meeting, Mr. That's why YouTube exists, brother, so you can rewind. Yes, 1985. Parthogenesis. I seen a video of a woman talk about men are dangerous. That's a sad number they ran on our people. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? They have used all of this to pull us apart. Okay. Like I said, ignoring it is not going to make it go away. You know, me not speaking about it ain't going to make the problem disappear. It'll make it disappear for me if I ain't paying attention. It still exists, though. See what I'm saying? It still exists, right? That feminism and the destruction of the Black family is a great interview that Kendra does with that brother. Check it out if you are interested. See what I'm saying? But attention is the new currency. Remember, 2 years ago, a woman left her 12-year-old child to look after her 3-year-old child and went to another state. And they lived in squalor and they were hungry. And they finally caught her ass in Alabama. She asked for time to make up her face before they took her mugshot, before they took pictures of her. When they did take a picture, she smiled at the camera. She was on Instagram acting like everything was okay. Meanwhile, her children were suffering. I believe people who do shit, bad shit to children should be tarred and feathered and worse. That's my personal opinion. You don't do shit to children. I'll stand on that 110%. You know what I mean? She wanted attention. Okay? Attention. There's a friend of mine, just a Facebook friend. I don't really know her. Friend of mine who actually did this over a year ago. Let me tell you what she did. Y'all ready for this? She had a breast out on a post. All right. She had a breast out. And then had the nerve, the audacity, the gall. She had the nerve to get mad when niggas started going into her inbox. She said, "Oh, I'm a nudist." As if showing your breasts on a post, naked breasts on a post, is not going to bring you attention. Dora fucking pause. You were telling me that you could get half naked on a post and don't think you're going to get attention from it. That's what you're telling me. You're telling, and she had the nerve, the unmitigated gall to be upset. I mean, pissed that niggas was trying to holler at her. And she was serious. I was like, you can't be serious. Nah. You ain't serious. Nah. She playing. She playing. The heifer was serious. Right. Fuck you thought. Exactly. A lot of people should not have children, especially social media addicted millennials and Gen Z. Everything is for the gram. Thank you. Thank you. Hercules. Exactly. I'm froze or I door paused. Yeah, I see what you did there, sir. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't need to have children. You know what I'm saying? And the way they're so addicted to getting attention and just likes. You know, people will do anything for attention. You know what I mean? Anything. I've seen some ridiculous shit on social media. You know what I mean? It is the currency of this year and beyond. They have made it where everybody, even the most basic looking female, this is I don't mean any offense to anyone who's watching this, but you can have a 4 and a 5, an average looking female thinking she is fucking Pam Grier or Salma Hayek and just doing all kinds of posing. And like, there are people who I know who are mid as hell that take selfies every single day. Every single day. And no one's in the ear telling me, maybe you shouldn't post today. You know what I mean? They probably mad because she can't find a good man. Right. You put yourself in, you put yourself out there like that, but then get mad at all the unwanted attention you're getting. Make that shit make sense. And then somebody had the nerve to say, not the nerve, but I think it was either India Irie or somebody said about women respecting. Did I save it? Please tell me I saved this. Respecting themselves, and she got attacked. Surprise, fucking surprise. India, I think it was India Irie. India Irie, I think, was that her? Post. Yeah, this is it right here. Check this out. She was criticized for speaking just like Felicia Rashad, who was the epitome of class and elegance and respect of the female. She was criticized for this post right here.
I stand with India Irie for speaking out against twerking at Essence Fest. Thank you, sis.
Right. It was twerking at Essence.
So we got all these hoes out here splitting their asses and vaginas wide open. Yeah, she ain't had no panties on. And you got every infection and you want a nigga to eat that shit, but you done had it, you done drug it all across the goddamn floor, the janitors and shit, and drug the nasty mop, the mop water, and you done put your pussy, the womb, the damn portal of life and death. You just put the shit on the floor. and drag it around like a goddamn bitch in heat. That's what I see. You know how dogs look when they drag their ass around because they got worms? That's what I see with all this twerking. Like, what the fuck is in your ass? You need to get out so much. Sit down. Just you don't know what to do with your energy. True, check your sisterhood. Check the next time you see that Cardi B video and you twerking and twerking. Ask yourself, what the fuck am I twerking for? How is this edifying my community? How is this edifying me? How is this edifying my children? When I shake my naked ass on stage and get out in front of the world and put my camera on, what am I representing about my Black community? What am I saying about my legacy? I'm representing my mother, my father, my ancestors. And right now you at war and all you representing is some slaves that's been dumbed down, you've been brainwashed, and you've been fucked into submission. So now all you want to do is fucking just stay down.
I stand.
Damn. Woo. Sis, say it. Damn. She said weirdos. People need to find out how to get money on there instead of doing everything for likes. They need to start investing. Indeed. Good fucking point. Thank you. Thank you. Even though we were talking about women have respect for themselves, what about the simps who don't have respect for themselves either, who encourages this behavior and pays for it? Just like Legacy Sigma said, paying $300 for a goddamn photo and begging for a conversation. Good point, Legacy Sigma. Good point. Twyla, hey. Namaste. What's up, Twyla? Azazel was on to something in that each cycle of humanity was different. Maybe men did conceive. What's happening to the melanated male now, though, is far from evolution, is sinister engineering. Indeed. I know, right? She said mop water. That's what she said. She said mop water. Dang, not like a dog in heat. There are a lot of sisters. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of sisters who are tired of seeing that shit, who are sick and tired of seeing the twerking. They're sick and tired of the WAP. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of men that are sick of the simps who are encouraging and paying for this behavior. You know what I'm saying? So both genders are at fault when it comes to this shit. You know how Rick and Morty show all them dimensions? I wonder if other planets worse than us down here, because she's right. Yeah, Rick and Morty. Yeah, a lot of people don't fuck with, man. You got to have a little bit of a brain to fuck with Rick and Morty. I remember when she said that. She said mop water, y'all. Mop water. Wow. Yes. She was perfectly explicit and on point. Yes, she was. Oh, so that person is famous. I don't know who y'all are. Y'all talking about India Arie or the woman who was speaking? Because the woman who was speaking, I have no idea who she is. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I have no idea who she is. I might not be for that lifestyle, but Shango and me be watching. She be advertising the Twin Towers. Occultists have OnlyFans accounts. Right. So-called occultists, so-called spiritual people have OnlyFans accounts and are attempting to spread their messages that way. Although I see the point, I also do not see the point. Okay. Because these occultists are also stripping down to spread knowledge. They're doing two things at one time, like pick a lane and stay in it, please. She moved to the Gambia a few years back. Who is she? Who? Somebody that's big tricking. Yeah, what's up? Sick of them fans too. If I hear that song one more time, right? Mystic TV. What's up, Mystic TV? How are you? Damn, I think I had I said all of that, right? And yet still I had a fame and honor spell that I was going to share with y'all. That's some bullshit, right? After all that talking I did, from the Mystic Grimoire, the Mystic Grimoire, is there's if people are actually seeking to, I mean, no, that would be hypocritical of me to try and give a fame and honor spell after everything I just said. You know what I mean? After everything I just said. So attention, though. Attention. I used to spread knowledge as much as I could on Facebook. I no longer do that. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see that I only spread memes. That's it. That's it. That's all. Okay. Because when I was spreading messages, people wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? Attention is a hell of a drug. It is really, really a hell of a drug. So if in the convo the cult is having OnlyFans, is it wrong to be woke and extort the lost masses? That's an interesting question. I am not, let me say this. I am knocking no one's hustle. Like in today's economy, however you need to make money, then make it. You know what I'm saying? If you are, and I hate to sound like this, if you are making money off the brainless masses, then so be it. There, I said it. You know what I'm saying? What's the point in having integrity and nobody's listening to you? That's just the way I feel about it. You know, if people are making money off your stupidity, that's on you. That's the way I feel about it. That is absolutely on you. World Star Hip Hop have all the evidence. That's still out. Damn. Wow. Okay. Didn't know that. Did not know that. I really didn't know that. But I did have some Bible spell. I wanted to, you know, this so much, and I ran out of time. I will say this though. I could share this faith and magic, okay? Because we spoke mostly about attention today, but faith and the magic, because there's still people who still don't believe it exists. But anyway, at one time the world was filled with magic. Ancient man saw magic in every aspect of his daily life. Everything was infused with sacred significance. The rising of the sun and moon, the wind that brings the rain, every rock, tree, river, and mountain was imbued with spirit. In those early days, religion and magic were inseparable. Magic was the way that man could interact with the gods and try to control an uncontrollable universe. The origins of magic were derived from necessity and desire, the necessity to live another day and a desire to better understand the mysteries of the world. Today, Magically is generally condemned by most major religions. The King James Version of the Bible has the famous translation, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live," Exodus 22:18. And Saul is rebuked by God for seeking advice from a diviner who could contact spirits. In the New Testament and later theology, it is thought that all seeming magic is actually powered by demons, making it even more unacceptable. Thus, magic was seen as taboo throughout much of the Middle Ages. Modern Abrahamic theology claims that the age of miracles has passed and magic is now ineffective. Because of this, it is unnecessary to hunt down witches because there are no longer any true ones. Think about that one. Judaism has mostly lost its taste for killing magicians. The Jewish people have depended on tolerance of their host societies, and suggesting that undesirable people be driven away could upset the balance and end in their own persecution. This book is called Bible Spells. Obtain your every desire by activating the secret meaning of hundreds of biblical verses. You got candle burning, crystal and incense spells from the Holy Scriptures. This is by William Alexander Orebello. Okay. Like I said, I wanted to go further into it, but I got all into the attention thing. And yeah. I used to follow her on Instagram account, but I forgot her name. She was selling land in Atlanta, Georgia, or near. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't listen at all. No, they don't. Sacred Hogini. I'm asking that presumably from their perspective. Oh, I get you. I get you. I was just giving my perspective. You know what I mean? Since people don't listen and they only want to be entertained, then whatever it takes to survive in this fucked up economy, then do it. Now, I am also going to suggest learning magic. Of course, that's what I do. That's what I'm on here for, you know. But people don't want to take the time to become adept in that either. So it is what it is. They're one of the 72 angels of Shemhem-Farash that works well for fame and fortune. No, it was Georgia, but Northern Florida. Okay. There are gods who feed off sexual energy, we know for certain. Demons do. So it kind of makes you wonder. Forgot all about worlds. So did I. Yael is the angel of fame and fortune. Oh, okay. So Mystic Grimoire gives spells and rituals. This is one of the best books to learn Kabbalistic magic because it has stripped it down, the Kabbalah, to its most basic components. Now, I will share it with you. Fuck it. We got time. Fuck it. All right. This is the fame and honor spell. Okay. You can actually call it a Gnostic spell. I wanted to go into that too, but we'll do it next time. It says, use this spell only if you're prepared to back it up with action. When it works, you will be required to appear in front of the public, to speak to reporters and television interviews, and to make speeches. Fame and honors carry responsibilities. Make sure you're ready for them before you use the spell to bring them to you. You will need a head and shoulders photograph of yourself for the spell, preferably a picture where you're looking directly at the camera. As the new moon is rising, you sit alone in the darkened room with your photograph on the table in front of you. Light 2 candles, one on each side of the photograph. You stare fixedly at the picture of yourself and say, by the powers that govern, by the force of the name in the sphere of Abraxas, I demand I find fame. Continue to stare at the eyes in the photograph until it seems to float in a gray mist. Say, Abraxas, Abraxas, Abraxas. Extinguish the candles, lift your head, close your eyes, and stare through your eyelids. Sit perfectly still and feel a tingling begin in your fingers and hands, which should be resting in your lap. Raise your hands in front of you, fingers spread, palms turned toward your face, and say, these hands, this mind, and this body shall, in the name of Abraxas, attract honors and fame, so shall it be. Replace your hands in your lap and relax for a minute. Then stand and announce what fame and honors you are seeking, just as if you were introducing yourself to an audience of thousands. Repeat this spell each evening and during your day-to-day life. Be prepared to accept the opportunities which fate offers you. Hanging back at any time will mitigate the force of the spell and delay its result. This is from the Mystic Grimoire, Book of Mighty Spells and Rituals. Okay? And there you have it. Patreon later for that book. I think it's in Patreon, if I'm not mistaken. So I did do inventory the other day and find that I have over 500 posts on Patreon. So I've given that, I'm positive. There's a search function in Patreon. I am positive I've given out the Mystic Grimoire of Mighty Spells and Rituals. Firm believer in magic heals all. Yes, indeed. That was Art Kathy in that video talking about twerking. She's aligned with Tariq Nasheed on that. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. How do you say that? Ding-a-ding? Is that how you say that? I don't want to assume. You know what I mean? Ding-a-ding? Is that how you say that? God. That is it for me today. Thanks so much for enjoying. Thanks for joining me and putting up with my screen freezing. Damn, I'm getting tongue-tied. It's time for me to go. I will see y'all next time. I am the one and only Magick LaCroix. There's only one. See y'all next time as I greet you in peace. Namaste. Peace, y'all. You're talking about the Bible spells. Okay, yeah, proper. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Okay. Ding, ding. Okay. All right. Peace, y'all. I gotta go.